It's art shoot time with your host, Mrs. Lair.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Art Shoe Time with Mrs. Lair. I'm your host, Mrs. Lair. Last week we explored animals and how our connection with animals can relate to art. And we also learned about an artist, Rashawn Rucker, who uses pigeons to communicate his connection with his culture and animals. And if you did not watch the video, I highly recommend going back and looking at his art or even Googling Rashawn Rucker and exploring his art with pigeons. It is fantastic and it really inspired me this week. In fact, I too created art about birds. And obviously, we know there are so many animals out there that I could have used too, even ocean animals or land animals. But for some reason this week, I stuck with birds, and maybe it is because I was inspired by Rashawn Rucker. So this week, I created this, and it's sort of a self-portrait of me. It's a little bit of my personality. So this is a quail, and a quail is in Arizona. I grew up here in Colorado, but a lot of my family lives in Arizona, and I studied the quail from these cards I have, and I drew this guy here because I love how they run and scatter, and they're fast, and they have a little bit of humor, and I love this little plume feather right here on top of his head. Next, I drew the raven, and I copied the image on top of his head here. The raven to me is a symbol of dark, maybe something mysterious, and I feel like everybody has a little of that in themselves right now. And especially, there's been some sad times this year and recently, so I added him to represent the sadness and maybe a little bit of dark. And then rising from those sad times and dark is the phoenix. And so I have the tail of a phoenix. What I picture of a phoenix looks like. A phoenix is a mythical creature that rises from the ashes. It's born out of death, basically, and grows to a beautiful bird. And then once it reaches maturity, it actually dies again, turns into ashes, and then a new baby is born from the ashes again. So it's just this cycle. So I feel like we're in that cycle right now. So we're kind of rising from the ashes. We have an inauguration happening. It's Martin Luther King Day. I feel like we can be very positive. So here's the phoenix rising, and it turns into a hummingbird, which is one of my favorite animals that lives outside of our house right here in Golden. And also I took the Harry Pottermore quiz online, and it says my Patronus is a hummingbird. So I kind of added that because I like Harry Potter. So for all these reasons, these are what I use to represent me. Now, do they have to be birds? No. It just happens that I enjoy birds. Think about ocean animals or mammals or even extinct creatures or mythical creatures. All of those are fine that you can use in your art. Also, a mask is a fun idea. I created this mask. Now, you may have seen this image that I've drawn before. It's actually a great horned owl mixed with a pronghorn antelope. So I love these creatures. You can see even with this jackalope. So mythical creatures are fun, and they have a lot of symbolism and meaning as well. I just made this mask. All I did was take some scrap paper from the recycle bin, and I taped and glued some antelope horns or antlers, and I taped an old pencil, and here I have a mask. So masks are fun. Anyway, just some ideas for you. Again, you can do paint, collage. You can use Google Images to create a collage of all your favorite animals. You can do a hybrid of self-portrait mixed with Google Image, or you can draw on a self-portrait and create animal um, features on yourself, like maybe horns or wings. That would be fun too. There's a lot of options. You can explore what other artists have done, similar to Rashawn Rucker or Frida Kahlo, or you can just be your own artist and do your own idea of what you're thinking about right now with your connection with animals. I can't wait to see how you respond to this week's question of what's your connection with animals and how can you show that in your art. I look forward to seeing your art on Seesaw. Have a great week. Bye. Create art about your connection to animals. When describing your art, you might say something like, I created to show that my connection to animals is Upload your work on Seesaw and have a great week.